I actually have a little pool of water in here. I was not expecting that. Where did that come from? You know, it's a learning experience. Hey there. Welcome to Bushwhacked Adventures. Are you ready to journey into the wilderness and explore the great outdoors? Well, welcome back to the backyard. You saw in a recent episode I did a trial of the Haven tent, and it went well, other than the fact that I got a little cold. So I've been thinking to myself of what is my solution for that, and we're going to give it another go tonight. It's been rainy, snowy all day long for the last couple of days. It's supposed to continue to be wet and snow, rain tonight. So don't know what the temperature will be too. Probably somewhere around 25 to 30, 32 degrees. Similar temperatures to what I experienced the first time. It was 25 degrees, if I remember right, in that episode. So right now I want to work on getting things set back up. So right here, you remember my patio. We'll get this going and see how it does tonight. All right, there you go. I did a little pre-assembly inside, knowing that it's kind of drizzling right now. But that's the tent once again. I'll bring out the pad here in a second, get it finished up inside. So you might ask, what's going to be different tonight versus the first night? Well, number one, I'm going to use my winter sleeping bag. It's rated at 40 below. I'll tell you a little bit more about that when I pull it out, but I'll go inside and grab the sleeping bag and the pad. We'll get those put in. It'll be ready to go for the night. All right, got my pad aired up, cover on it. Gonna bring it out. It's still kind of drizzly, so I'm just trying to get things out here quickly and keep it as dry as possible inside. So get this set on the tripod, and I'll talk to you quickly about what I'm going to do. Get this inside so it's protected. Ooh. Now, what's going on here? I actually have a little pool of water in here. I was not expecting that. Where did that come from? Okay, that won't work. Oh, I've got the back side open. All right, got to set that down. Chase this water out of here. Yeah, I had the rain fly on the back side opened up, as well as the other, and I think that let that water in. You know, it's a learning experience. So my winter sleeping bag is down. You don't want water around the down. So now my pad's a little damp. But let's get it in here, get that set up, flip this back over. And what we're going to do now, the changes from last time to this time, with my last setup, I did it stock the way that they suggested it's done. I got cold. So what I'm going to do tonight is, number one, I'm going to change from my summer bag to my winter bag. That should add quite a bit of insulation. But additionally, just thinking about weight and how I can manage that to stay as light as possible, but provide the most warmth and comfort. So we're going to throw just a blanket, one of these survival blankets, underneath the pad before I lay it down, with the thought that it will help to reflect some of that heat back up into me as an option. I want to see how this works out because it's very lightweight, weighs next to nothing. I know I can add my Exped down mat, as I kind of discussed in the last episode, to this, and it would really probably solve all of my issues. But I want to see how light I can keep this to think about potential scenarios to use it in the future. Okay, gonna open it up. Get this down. Get these corners locked in. Okay, good to go. Let's get that covered up. Keep it dry inside. There we go. I'll take the, I'll bring my sleeping bag out later on tonight, but that's home for the night. It's going to be a wet, cold night, a good test for it. I think I will go ahead and fasten down this backside. I like these toggles. I think that's a good anchor. See if I can do it one-handed here. Look at that, I did. Those worked really well. I think really good design work. Very thoughtful, I think. Okay. Well, later on tonight, just like last time, I'll come out and climb in. I guess maybe I will go ahead and unload the pump power station for the light. And let's go ahead and string that up right now before it gets too dark, and it'll be usable for us. The Ridge Light. Awesome addition. I love the water repellency, the waterproofness. The water beads right up and rolls right off. You know what? I don't want to get it wet in here, so I'm going to just toss it in. I'll see if I can get a little break in the storm a little later. And then I can come out and set it up then. Okay, that's the plan. Now, I think I'll follow up with a little discussion on the pad. We know that the Haven tent pad is rated at 5.3. They have the extra liner for it, which helps. I don't know what the final rating is on that, but it doesn't compare to the Exped mat. And I mentioned that in my last video. As a result of that, Haven Tents actually responded back to me and shared some information with me about the differences. The Exped mat, they have a patent on the use of down in the chambers till the year 2045. So nobody else can use down. It's kind of proprietary to their design. So that leaves everybody else working with synthetic. So knowing that and understanding that, I can certainly understand what's going on with their design. They've done the best they can with the options they have right now. So I hope that with the addition of the little Mylar blanket on the bottom side, and additionally the use of my winter bag, will make enough of a difference tonight that I'm going to be comfortable. So stay tuned. We'll give you an update later on. Good evening. It's about 10:20 right now. I'm headed out. I've got my gear. Coming out here. Gonna do another night in the tent, the hammock, just to give it a fair test, and want to make sure that I know how to stay warm in this thing. And I think I am gonna be just fine tonight, but we'll go ahead and get things set up, and I'll be back to you in just a second once I get some gear laid down, and we'll talk a little bit, and then I'm gonna hit the hay. Get the pillow in. The sleeping bag in. I've got my hot water bottle. If you haven't tried it, you got to do it. You got to put it in a sock. There's no other way to do it. Okay, let's spend a minute here, and I'm going to get this ridge light set up. Okay, what I'm doing is simulating. Go ahead and sit down here. Oh, okay, still works. I'm simulating what I did the other night, a few weeks ago, sleeping in the hammock. The only difference, there's two differences this time, even down to the same clothing. Tried to wear the same layers that I had on 2 weeks ago. It's gonna be 30-ish tonight, so maybe even a few degrees warmer than it was the other night, and that's probably from the cloud cover. It's just not getting as cool. There is another round of storms rolling in sometime, possibly 1 o'clock tonight. So I could wake up to some rain or snow. But everything is the same other than I'm using my winter sleeping bag. And I've also added one of those Mylar reflective blankets underneath the pad, just to see what kind of difference that might make with how we sleep tonight. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get tucked in, because it's gonna be a beautiful night. It's actually cleared out pretty well. It's a little bit of a dry spell right now for the next few hours. But right there, that's home for the night. I've got my pillow. We're good to go. Okay, I'll be in touch as soon as I get tucked in here. All right. I am tucked in. I have found that if you have the light turned facing up, it is definitely dimmer as compared to facing down, and I think you could kind of control how that works a little bit. I can already tell right now I almost feel too warm. I'm going to take my hat off. So we'll have to figure this out, because there's a fair difference between my two sleeping bags. What I'm in right now is, it's a down bag rated to -40. I've got my hot water bottle down by my feet, and it's just toasty, almost too warm. It's holding that heat in really well. I also have 2 hand warmers, just like I did last time. It's kind of my norm for this type of scenario. We'll just see how it goes. I think the combination of my winter bag and the Mylar blanket might be just enough for this scenario. We're going to find out. Okay, it is about 10:30ish. I'm going to go ahead and hit the hay, see how long I can sleep. As long as I'm not waking up in the morning because I'm cold, this is a good experiment. I'm happy with it. So, okay, signing out for the night. We'll talk to you in the morning.
Well, good morning. It's about 6:30 right now, and I just slept really well for 6-7 hours. You can hear the rain. It's been raining for quite a while. And that's been okay. It's kind of soothing to me to hear the rain. It's about 32 degrees, so it may be a rain-snow mix. I haven't even looked out at all to see what it's like out there. But right now, I am warm. I'm comfortable. Really good night's rest. I don't know that I want to get out. It's just comfortable. And it's wet outside. If I were out on the trail, I'd probably just be hanging out in my hammock for quite a while. But eventually I'd get hungry, have to go to the bathroom, do something that would require me to get up and get out. And with that comes a little bit of a problem. This is a one-man shelter, and once you guy out the tent portion, it doesn't give you a lot of surface area that's protected from the elements. A little, which is good, but not a lot. You look on YouTube and you find that a lot of the guys that will take this out, they're going to pitch a larger, like 12 by 12 shelter that's going to give it a little more protection for the elements. Provide a spot to cook a meal, sit, do whatever, where they're protected from the elements, which is evident right now as I'm listening to the rainfall. So with that, another aspect of it is hot tent camping. That's something that I'm interested in. I have a hot tent, the teepee, with the stove, and it's like, how could I use the Haven tent with a hot tent? And I know there's some options out there for hammock camping in a hot tent. One Tigris, One Wind, there's a few that are out there and available. However, I think that the design needs to be improved. And I've got some thoughts on what I would do to make that more functional for use with the hot tent, so that you've got room for the stove and the hammock itself. So overall, night number 2 in the Haven tent is a success. I am not cold. That was my problem the first night. I got cold. Between switching to my winter bag and adding that Mylar blanket, emergency survival blanket underneath my pad, I feel like it made a significant difference. And it's a combination of both. I slept last night with my sleeping bag unzipped because I was too hot. I normally sleep with a beanie cap on my head. I had it off all night because I was warm. I'm not concerned about that at all. I've got that solution figured out. I know what I need to do. But what do we do next? I'd love to do some hot tent camping with the Haven tent. Need to be thinking about a design of what that would look like, because I need more surface area. I need something that'll stand up to a little bit of a snow load if I were out in the snow. And looking forward to thinking this through. Right now, success. This is, it's a great product. I'm very comfortable. Like I said, I just slept 6.5, 7 hours. It's super comfortable in here. Listening to the rain patter on the tarp, That's kind of relaxing. So overall, success for this round. We'll have to see what's next. So if you enjoyed this episode and learning from my experiences, make sure that you like and share and subscribe to the channel.